You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
The air is crisp, and it feels like fall is finally here. We start the show with a poem by Liam Horrobin.
Autumn ice. The leaves turn gold as the night grow near. A northern chill whispers, hockey is here. Crisp air dances through the river valley's call. Edmonton wakes with the heart of fall. Origin blue in the fading light. Skates carve dreams on the edge of night. The roar of Rogers, a city's pride. Hope runs deep like the North Saskatchewan's tide. October skies paint fire and frost. Each game a battle, no shift lost. Through falling leaves, the faithful cheer. For this is oil country, our time is here.
Let's get into it with the lead. Okay, you said I would know when it ends. I thought it was going to be like 3 lines.
No, that was 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, that was a long poem. You are a published poem.
Twice.
Poet.
Poet. Twice. Young Authors 2006.
We found the book once on
6 or
Amazon.
7.
Yeah.
Young Authors Winter 2008.
That was a good poem.
Not bad.
A good way to start the show. Welcome in Oilers Nation Everyday Friday edition of the show. No, can't. The show, as always, comes to you live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online, sportscloset.ca. From jerseys to hats to the legendary foam finger. You'll find it all and more at the Sports Closet. Can you show my Ales Hemsky jersey?
I can. How did you get this?
It was okay. So I go to the store because I'm buying something that I can't say on the air. And I'm going to Toronto next week.
Buying something you can't say on
It's a
there.
gift for someone.
Oh,
I don't want it to be ruined.
Eric Sabrowski?
No.
Oh.
It's a gift for...
Oh.
And he might be watching the show. You never know.
Hope they're not.
Never know. And so one of the Blue Jays games I'm going to is a City Connect game. So I'm like,
Cool.
I got to get a City Connect jersey to wear at the game.
Yeah.
And I saw they had a George Springer one, and I'm like, isn't that fitting for like this Blue Jays season to have a George Springer jersey?
The MVP.
Potential MVP. I'm buying stock.
Might as well.
So I look up and I tell the guy there, I think his name is Jaden. I was like, "Ooh, is that a medium up there?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think it is." I'm like, "All right, pull it down." Like, if I'm in for the gift I'm buying, I'll buy myself something too.
Okay.
$230 is what MLB jerseys cost now.
Damn. In this economy.
And like MLB doesn't really do pro stitch unless you send it away now.
Gotcha.
So I was like, $230, it's not pro stitch. I was like, you know what? I don't need to spend the money. It's all good. And then as I turn and go to the front counter to pay, I look and I see this beautiful Ales Hemsky Mitchell and Ness pro stitched with the Pro 2006 patch, because they released these jerseys a couple of years ago when Mitchell and Ness did their first crack at this.
That's what I thought.
And they were like the flat plastic, and it wasn't
bad.
pro stitch. They were not very good quality. And I saw this thing and I was like, did you guys just start getting in fresh shipments of these? Like, again, the stitching on this is like immaculate. The patch is so nice. And I just looked at, again, I think his name was Jaden. I'm sorry if I forget Jaden. And I looked at him and I was like, is that a large? And he like punches into the computer. He's like, yeah. And I was like, don't even tell me the cost, brother. I'm like, ring it in. Like, I'm buying it. Because I've been on the hunt for one of these forever.
So what year is this one from? The Cup?
This is from the 06 Cup run, yeah.
Oh,
and the white too, like so clean.
You don't want to spell on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like those jerseys. I miss when it was just like one color.
If they brought those back as an alternate, I'd be all in.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be sweet. Anyway, shout out to the Sports Closet. I haven't seen this Ales Hemsky jersey anywhere, like Oilers store, whatever. I haven't seen it in years, and I've been looking for it. So much to the point as when I got home, had the 2 things I bought, the one for me, the one gift, and I was like, Amber, don't kill me. I was like, I may have spent a lot of money at the mall. I was supposed to just go to the mall for a haircut. As you can see, I didn't get a haircut.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, Amber, there was a jersey that I've been on the hunt for forever. I was like, you can't be mad at me. It was a lot of money. I just bought it. And she even said, she's like, if it's the Hemsky jersey, it's okay.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, it's the Hemsky jersey.
Damn.
So I'm fired up. And I know when I show my dad the jersey eventually, he's going to go, hey, dumbass, I have the exact same one in my closet. Could have asked for it. Nope, that's not how I operate, Dad.
Yeah, why do that when you can just spend more money?
Spend more money. Exactly.
I hear you.
Anyways.
I hear you. Well, that's excited. Hopefully the others put him in the Ring of Honor this year.
My nephew is watching, by the way, so I can't say what I got him for his birthday. He's 2, so don't think he's going to comprehend it anyways.
I just never put together that was your nephew. Your only nephew.
Yeah, only nephew.
He's 2.
Yeah. But
I guess.
Cal, I got you something from the sports closet.
Wow.
Anyways, the show is also a presentation of Bet365.
So
Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I'm thinking I'm going to rock this jersey on our nation vacation as well. Won't I look crisp in the streets of Vancouver? All 3 of us are in?
Hell yeah.
You can too. Nationgear.ca. We're running out of spots. If you want to come on our first nation vacation of the year, we are going to Vancouver. We fly in on Saturday morning. We're doing an exclusive watch party for Edmonton versus Seattle on Saturday night. Sunday night, Edmonton, Vancouver. You buy your way into the trip. You get your tickets to the game. You get your accommodations. You get your flights to and from Vancouver as well. Other options, if you're not in Edmonton, if you're in Vancouver, somewhere else in the country or the continent and want to join us, you can do a non-flight package. And then Monday, we fly home. Get to have a great time with the boys. We're going to do some pre- and post-game shows, do some podcasts. It'll be a lot of fun.
We should just go to Seattle.
Yeah, you can, but it makes the next day a little difficult.
Why?
You got to rent a car. You got to drive down. Either you're driving back that night after the Oilers Kraken game.
Good.
Or you're getting a hotel in Seattle, but you already have a hotel in Vancouver. It's a little
It's only 2.5 hours, no?
It's 2 hours, yeah.
2 hours, yeah.
Liam, are you an oyster guy by chance?
No,
Do you like oysters? Do either? Tyler, I wouldn't even ask you.
No, I'll do mussels. I won't do oysters.
I fell in love with oysters when I was just in Vancouver, and my mouth is watering the fact that we're going to be back
I don't
there.
know. J and BM always have oysters when we go on the road. Actually, mostly in Florida.
Well, that's my seafood thing. I never crave seafood. Like when I'm at home, I'm never like, oh, I want now. But if I'm somewhere, like when I was in Hawaii, I ate seafood because it's that's what you do, and it's good there. It's quality.
Naeem is coming on a nation vacation. He lives in Vancouver.
Oh, there you go, Naeem and Captain Felton, obviously.
No way.
Discuss goaltending.
Oh, the night's just we're gonna be at whatever establishment we're at, and we're just gonna end up fist fighting Naeem about Stuart Skinner.
But then agree on everything else.
Yeah, we'll be good on everything else.
We'll hug it out at the end, too. We'll be good.
And it'll just be the 4 of us bloodied sitting on the curb, and we'll finally be done the Stuart Skinner fist fight. Then we'll be like, Bouchard probably gets too much hate, and he'll be like, yeah, he does. Can't wait to see it.
My fiance is coming.
Really?
Nation vacation.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that might impact Amber's decision if she knows she has a friend.
No flight packages left though.
Oh, really?
So you got to book
and then get your own flights.
But kind of works out pretty well.
Because you don't have to be on the flight with your
no. Because it's.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. All right.
No, it's the same flight.
I was like, what? You want to get belligerent at the airport and don't want Andrew to yell at you?
Okay. That anyway.
Sure.
What a roller coaster.
Good start to the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a new friend joining the show. Paul Pidutti is going to swing by in 10 minutes. He's going to talk to us about a whole boatload of stuff. He works for Daily Faceoff, and he is the man behind the Hall of Fame projections. He's got the whole system that charts out if someone is or isn't a Hall of Famer. He's also applies that to current day NHL. He's got his new top 50 out at Daily Faceoff. He did something that you and I talked about a lot in August, and it was projecting the NHL 5 years from now in 2030. So we're going to talk to Paul Pidutti about all of that kind of stuff. Very excited for him to join the show, but there is a lot of Oilers stuff for us to get to.
There's not. There is one topic again that we have to discuss.
I want to talk Skinner and Podkolzin.
Okay, sure.
There's a lot for us to get to. Let's get to a segment we call Quotes.
Whoa.
And it's brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Did you know Alberta spends the least per student on public education in Canada, leaving schools underfunded and in crisis? Overcrowded classrooms, unmet student needs, and dwindling supports are driving record numbers of teachers to leave the profession. As Albertans, we cannot ignore this neglect. Our children deserve better. It's time we act. Advocate for increased funding and demand answers from your MLA. Why does Alberta invest the least in its students? The excuses must stop. Stand up for schools, support our educators, and help ensure every child has the opportunity to succeed. The future of education in Alberta depends on it. For more information, visit stoptheexcuses.ca.
Yeah, fucking rights.
Yeah. Speaking of excuses, Connor McDavid, why isn't your contract signed?
Because he's waiting for these teachers. He's on strike with them.
Yeah. Maybe. I haven't heard that theory yet.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Sense. It's not about money, folks. It's about classroom size.
Okay. Let's get to some Connor McDavid quotes. Speck talked to him. Rashog talked to him. That's interesting. There were a few things that legitimately stood out to me as concerning.
There was also things in there outside of the contract which I thought were very interesting, which I believe we'll get to as well.
And we will.
But it was I only read the spec one, admittedly. I saw it this morning.
Okay, I went through the Rashog one too.
He was pretty open, I found. Like, I thought he was like it seemed like he was more than willing to not beat around the bush. His answers, I guess what I'm saying is what, pretty unregular in a way. You don't think?
I felt like there were a few things in there that were a little bit uncharacteristic in the way he spoke.
Good or bad?
Bad.
Uh-oh.
So the first one, and this one really made the rounds, and maybe it's getting a little overblown. He said, my belief in this season and the players this year has never been higher. And that's really one of the first times we've heard him before. Like, he's the captain of this team. And it feels like he's not distancing himself, but to sit there and go, my belief in this season and the players this year has never been higher. Mm-hmm. And then that along with, and this is a bigger quote from the Rashog piece, where McDavid says, it's all a part of what's being thought about and what's being considered. At the end of the day, it's not as big a worry for me as I think people might assume. This is Connor talking about the contract potentially lingering into the season. He goes on to say, we're all professional hockey players. We're all adults. This is a mature group. If guys can't play with Ryan Rashog talking about a contract, then we're probably in the wrong line of work here. We're in the wrong business. We're playing in Edmonton. I am who I am. People are going to talk about it. I understand that. Everyone understands that. But if guys can't do their job because of that, then that's really a them issue. That's not really a me issue or anything like that. My only small, tiny little gripe with this, that combined with the whole this season, this year, and saying, at no point has he come out and been like, I think we have the pieces to be a contender for the next 5 years. I think this is my best chance to win a Stanley Cup is here. Like, this is a little bit of like, I look at those and I raise an eyebrow and go, you're the captain. It is a you issue. Everything that happens with the Edmonton Oilers is a you issue, Connor. Unless you don't think that you're an integral part of this group. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, totally. I understand it. But do you not think, like Jeff Jackson's quotes, I should say, I feel like would be a lot different if he wasn't so confident in it happening. I just want, we've kind of walked through the process of why he would stay. And I think there's so many more positives that outweighs the negatives significantly for McDavid, I would think. And I guess the way I look at that too is like, well, he doesn't know how good next season's team is going to be. What he does know is that he feels like this team, which is what he said, is his essentially best chance to win is this year. That's the way I'm kind of trying to twist it up. I understand, but like, I also think he's got to be careful with his own words. He's negotiating at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, he's got to be careful of that. So that's the way I look at it. Is like, it feels like someone put it in the chat there, like maybe an agent script. Like, cause even Spec in his article, but like, we gave them the questions we were going to talk to them about, especially around the contract. So he had some time to think about it and how it was going to word. I don't think it was stuff that necessarily like came off the cuff in that moment. I think it was something that was like pre-rehearsed. Which is why, again, like, I don't...
Spec and Rashog, the answers he gave Spec and Rashog are very similar.
I didn't read the Rashog one, but the Spectre one, it was just... didn't really seem like much to me. The contract, it was such, like, a non-essential part of the article, almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just really not that worried about it. I understand why people would be panicked over it a little bit. We're getting close to the season. He doesn't seem to have any interest in when he gets signed. As long as we don't trickle too far down the road. Like, honestly, and I know I'm just kind of making up my own rules here, but, like, if we enter the new year and we're at that point where it's like, oh, shit, like, still nothing. We're 3 months away from the trade deadline. Where's the team at with things? Maybe it just takes a month for him to, like, have a great start to the season. They feel the team, like, he has a good feel for it. Because he's also come out and said, like, I have full belief in the staff.
Yeah, he does.
Management, everything. He believes in the team in general.
So that was another quote where McDavid, this is from the Spec article now. You should, by the way, go read both Spec and Rashog's work. Very good stuff from them. he was asked about the Oilers team construct and what the horizon may look like. And he said the easy answer is nothing needs to change. Nothing. I don't need to see anything. Time is on our side, and I'm just not in a rush to make a decision. We're having lots of conversations. Believe me, as a family player, agent, wife, Lauren, he just said I'm not in a rush to make a decision. So, like, I get that.
Yeah.
And listen, he could be signed by Monday, and this whole conversation will seem so stupid.
Could sign next 10 minutes.
He
really could.
Like, he could sign at any moment.
Yeah.
He could also not. And I think that's why, again, we can sit here and go, it's September 5th. He's just getting back into hockey mode. But, like, as much as you and I and a bunch of the listeners might maybe check out of hockey mode for 2 months, this is his life. And I know he had Cam's wedding and Leon's wedding, and he had a busy summer, and he was traveling about. He's in Europe with his friends, all that stuff. There has to still be a part of you that when you go to bed at night, maybe not every night, but a lot of nights as Connor McDavid, or when you're sitting quietly with your wife talking about what you're going to do and the businesses and all that stuff, you know in your heart whether you want to be in Edmonton or not. And you probably know in your heart whether or not you want to be here for 2 more years, 3 more years, 4 more years, or 8 more years. And the idea that, and if we take Jeff Jackson at his word, that this isn't really a negotiation, and now I'll put words in Jeff Jackson's mouth, that this is more or less a blank check scenario where it's, Connor, what are the years? 4. What's the AAV? 16.5, done. Things sealed up and over.
Maybe it's a sense of, I agree. Like, he would know.
Like, he knows. And
I think
that's where my, just to finish this off quickly, that's where my concern is. I think he knows. And if the Oilers are true and this is a blank check, which they are, we know they're not going to lose him over money or term, then why are we still talking like this? Why are we talking about I need to think more? Why are we talking about my belief in this season and this year? Why are we doing all of this? Because this probably should be done by now.
Maybe it's more of a not do I want to be here, do I not want to be here? Maybe he's trying to decide on how much money he wants. Maybe he's trying to decide if he wants a team-friendly deal for, just say, 8 years, for example. Or he wants to take all the money for 8 years. Like, maybe that's what the big debate is for him and his family when he talk about it. I mean, like, at the end of the day, we're talking about 12 million or 16 million. Or, like, you know, it just on a year-to-year basis. Like, it's 4 million, still a lot of money, but in that scheme of things for us, I mean, I'd take $10 at this point for myself. But I think in that regard, like, maybe that's what the discussion more is. And, like, how long does he want to be here? Does he just want to see out Bouchard and Hyman and Nuge and kind of have that group? And, like, no, after, like, what is it, 4 years that all those guys are here? Be like, we had our run. Now I want something different. I feel like that's maybe more of the avenue we're going down. I'm not saying he's going to leave after 4 years, but, like, maybe that's what he's kind of thinking in his head. Do I want to test it in 4 years? Do I just want to ride it out and be a legend in Edmonton? Either way, I think as long as he signs for whatever, he'll go down as the greatest player. Second greatest.
Well, that's an interesting conversation when we bring in our friend Paul Pidutti, which we'll do in a second. McDavid had one more quote, though, that I want to talk about, and we'll save the Skinner and Podkolzin stuff maybe for a little bit later on in the show. Man, we're already 20 minutes in.
I know. We did a damn poem for 10 minutes.
Yeah, your poem was long. McDavid talked about wanting to score more. Here's his one quote.
Thank goodness.
This is from Spec. Connor goes, "That's when my game is at its best. I've maybe been a little too pass first the last couple of years," to which every Oilers fan goes, "No shit."
Yeah, honestly. Well,
Rashog had a line about, like, Oilers fans yelling shoot at the TV. And it's like, yeah, man, because when Connor basically passes on breakaways, we all want to pull our hair out. Connor went on to add that I want to prove that scoring 50 to 60 is not a one-off.
Connor McDavid's line right now, 35.5 minus 105 on Bet365.
Free money?
I am smashing it.
Smash.
You have to. Like, you can't come out and say that and it's supposed 30.
You can't not bet it.
You can't not.
Yeah, at this point, you can't afford to not bet Connor McDavid's over this year. He's going to shoot the damn pucks.
Minus 105 is a great price.
Dude, they have outlines yet for goal scoring?
Bad joke. Might be contract year.
Contract year.
Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. This is not going to be a contract year.
No outlines from what I can see.
Yeah, I'd be very intrigued in, like,
you want to know another
player.
Fun line?
Oh, they do have goal milestones.
Oh, do they? Want to know another fun one? Leon Draisaitl's line, 46.5, minus 130. Austin Matthews, just a measly 44.5. Thought he was the greatest scorer in the league.
Can I just give you something here?
Go ahead.
I might have a way for you to finance your wedding.
Okay.
Connor McDavid, 50-plus goals.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
It's got to be like plus 500.
Aaron, you got a guess?
Maybe. Oh, no, plus 4. It must be like 750.
1,400.
Whoa!
Let's go.
Well, just put your insurance, not insurance, but like, no, we'll just bet his line.
Yeah, and then
whatever you want to bet on, he's getting 37 goals this season.
he's getting 37 goals. Yep.
And then just whatever you want to bet on the 50, just give yourself the insurance of like, okay, if I miss this one, he's scoring 37.
So go like 5 units on his regular, then do like 2.5 units on the 50 plus
like
goals,
that.
and then just start counting.
How do you do that?
Yeah, it's goal milestones. All right. Shout out to the Alberta Teachers Association for sponsoring a segment that we call Quotes.
And we stand with you.
And we stand with teachers. This is a pro-teacher podcast.
Yep.
And speaking of teachers, let's learn something and get out to the Star Mechanical Guest Line, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about what makes them Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency service. They do it all, and they do it well at Star Mechanical. Speaking of doing it well, Paul Pidutti from Daily Faceoff joins the show. Show debut for Paul Pidutti. What's up, Paul? How you doing?
Tyler, I feel like I'm long overdue here, but happy to be here.
Yeah, no, definitely long overdue. We've been long fans of your work. You got your top 50 players up at dailyfaceoff.com. And as much as I am intrigued at Leon Draisaitl taking the #1 spot from Connor McDavid, I'm also very interested and always have been in the process behind how you calculate these things. Because you're not someone who just sits there, closes his eyes and goes, I'm going to think of who my top 50 NHLers are. Like, there's a calculation behind it for you. So explain your top 50 and the system behind it and what makes it unique.
Absolutely. So I call it high noon, and the reason that I call it high noon is it started as a Hall of Fame measuring stick. And I love doing Hall of Fame work. And the idea was people would say, well, this person was never the top 5 player in the league. They were never a top 20 player in the league. And so what I thought I needed to do, and I thought where there was a huge gap, was let's see who the top players are. Let's just do this objectively, come up with a way to do it. And the way that I found to do it was using point shares. It's a bit of a crude method, but what I've been able to do is go back over 100 years, and you could bring up any year in history, and I've got sort of the world golf rankings, if you will. That was part of it. Like in golf, who's the #1 player? Everybody knows. And I figured, let's find a way to do this for hockey.
So Leon takes over for Connor in the #1 spot. What things pushed Leon to that #1 spot?
Great question. It's funny because you guys were talking about it. It is goals. They both scored at the exact same point rate last year. They were both about 122 point pace, which is phenomenal. But had Leon played 82 games, he would have had 60 goals. Had Connor played 82 games, I think he would have been about 32. Two guys are scoring the same number of points, and one of them has 28 more goals. Huge gap. And let's not forget, too, that Leon was 6th in Selke voting. It was sort of his year. And I do this weighted over 3 years, and still Leon was #1. I kind of loved it, too, because they were so close. And I never do anything just for a headline. But the fact that he was like a decimal point above was sort of like, oh, I love that this guy's getting credit, sort of the Malkin to the Crosby, if you will.
So was there a player on the list? I see in the article there's a couple of guys ranked as too high, too low, that you were surprised about where they ended up falling? Because there's one name that I'm looking at, and I want to see if you pick the same guy as me, but who's your guy you're looking at who's too high or too low?
Too low is Barkov, I think. I don't. Was that who you're thinking? Yeah.
It was, yeah.
And it's because we're not using advanced data, and I'm not, I should say. But Barkov scored goals he was number 102 in goals per game last year. And this is taking nothing away from Barkov. Like, what a phenomenal player. We saw it in the playoffs. But as a producer, 102nd in goals per game is probably a lot lower than people thought he might be. He only scored 20. So that was part of why he took a bit of a haircut in the ranking.
What do you make of this? The name that might be too high for me, and I think this is purely based off what we saw in the playoffs, especially against the Oilers, but Mikko Rantanen at 10 for me seems like high, considering like the players underneath him, like the Oilers have gone up against him often, like Sam Reinhart, Jack Eichel, Kachuk, like guys like that. I think you see perform way more consistently when the time comes to get it. Like, how does he end up so high on that list?
It's a great question. So he is anchoring to past seasons. So I said there's a
Okay.
3-year waiting, waits the 3 seasons. Rantanen in isolation was not the 10th best player last year. In fact, he was a bit of an empty net merchant. He was had some of the highest totals for empty net points in NHL history, actually. So I think Rantanen's someone, if he doesn't have a big year, he's going to plummet because you could see he was sixth, he was ninth, and he's still sort of being fueled by past seasons' work. And once those seasons sort of clear out of the system, he's a guy who I think is going to drop. He wasn't as outstanding as perhaps the hype around him with all the trades were last year.
I want to go on to another project you took on, and this was, a month ago earlier on in August, but you projected the NHL going into 2030, and this is something Liam and I talked about a lot behind the scenes at the office here because we found it fascinating. What went into your process there? Like, what kind of things did you factor in when looking at how the NHL could look 5 years from now?
It was, Tyler, I work a lot with data. There's no real data that you can do for 5 years from now. I mean, even I would probably drive myself crazy trying to do that. It was just a lot of research. So what I did is I dug deep and I looked like who's under contract or who is likely to be under contract. What are the systems using our friend Stephen Ellis's prospect work? I dug deep into that. And, you can sort of do the skeleton of who's going to be on this team 5 years from now, or who's most likely to be on this team. And, I'll be honest, I spent hours and I took it pretty seriously because the last thing you want to do is just be throwing out this stuff. Oh, in 2030, this team's going to be good. This team's going to be bad. It was a pretty research heavy effort. And at the end of the day, there's some judgment involved, but that truly is who I think will be in 2030. Even Habs fans, you can write that down.
Okay, so I have two very quick follow-ups. You said, projecting who should be under contract. Connor McDavid under contract for the Oilers in this scenario?
Yes.
Thank God.
You'll read the article. I said he doesn't have a contract, but I really do think he's going to be there. That's my own opinion, but I think he'll be there.
You know your audience, so that's good. And you're obviously high on the Habs here. And like I see it. Like I see the workings of that blue line. I see a front office that's also really, really smart. I think they went about things in a very correct order, if I can say that. But if you were to look at the Habs and the way they've gone through this rebuild, you're obviously a fan of it. If we're calling it a rebuild, retail, who cares? What is something that other organizations could learn from the way Montreal did things over the last 3 years?
I think it's the idea of getting players in waves. And what I mean by that is we've seen sort of some of those mini rebuilds. The Kings did it, the Rangers did it, retooled, whatever you want to call it. They didn't really bottom out. And teams that don't really bottom out for more than a year or two, they don't end up banking the type of talent that gets you to the top. We can see Chicago's doing it, San Jose is doing it. They don't have like two classes of great players. They've got 6 or 7, and that all of a sudden, if you miss or some of your first round picks don't become stars, you've got depth because you're picking a lot and you're picking high. And I think that's a big part of it with Montreal.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. And like they have so many quality young players. And the other thing that I love that they've done is that a lot of different turns here. And I mean, we'll see what happens, Lane Hudson and all of that. He's an RFA at the end of next year. But like, I love that they just locked up Suzuki, locked up Caulfield, locked up Slavkovsky. Because by the time we get to 2030, those guys are all under contract at under $8 million a year. Like, we're not talking bargains. We're talking super bargains at that point. And that will give that front office so much wiggle room to take that next step when they feel like they're in the right spot to do it.
I totally agree. And I will say there's probably one caveat with Montreal winning the cup. Somebody from that group needs to become sort of the alpha, if you will. And, maybe it'll be Demidov, but teams don't tend to win cups when you have 4 guys who are really good. There has to be 1 or 2 of those guys that emerge as, MVP candidates, Norris candidates, and I think that still needs to happen. So they've got perhaps the best shot because they've got the most lottery tickets, if you will, but on depth. But that's definitely part of it. Someone's got to emerge.
Sidney Crosby is number 20 on your top forwards list. At his age, what is he now, 38, I think, something like that? Old enough that you would think he was younger. I think is a fair way to put him. Relative to like what other Hall of Fame players have done, like what did they do at his age compared to what Crosby's doing now? Or were they even
He's
playing?
in a league of his own. Yeah, that's exactly it. He's in a league of his own at this point. The only, I should say, Gordie Howe was still
Yeah.
relevant, but we're talking pre-expansion. But and I had in the article, this is his 19th year in my rankings as a top 20 player, and that is unprecedented post-expansion. Like Gretzky didn't do it. Lemieux started and stopped famously, of course, and the only guys that were close, it was Sakic and Gretzky did it 15 times. Ovechkin has done it 17, and Sid is at 19 and counting. If he can hold his production, maybe he can squeak out another year or two in the top 20, but pretty much league of his own at this point for endurance.
It's pretty wild to think that by 2030 we're going to be in, to use a football analogy, the fourth quarter of Connor McDavid's career, and the third quarter for a guy like Matthews and all of them, and like there will be a changing of the guard at some point, and who that next wave will be. And I see them ranked in your top 20 players of 2030. That is Celebrini, Bedard, McKenna. And again, it's tough to project these things, but you had Celebrini ahead of Connor Bedard. If you had to assign like a percentage, and maybe me asking you this in the form of like a fill in the blank, there is a blank percent chance that Macklin Celebrini has a better career than Connor Bedard.
So put me on the spot. I'm gonna say 2-1. So call it 67-33, something like that. That's my gut. I think Celebrini is probably going to be a lot more well-rounded. Um, is there a chance that Bedard is the only one of the two to score 45 goals, 50 goals one year? Maybe, but I think Celebrini has a lot of Jonathan Taves with perhaps even more offensive upside, and that sort of drove my ranking there. And to say nothing about Bedard's potential, like it's limitless. Let's be honest.
Could you see a world? No, that's
Go ahead.
Connor McDavid. It's him, and then it's still everyone else by year 15, right? Like, can we learn anything about Sidney Crosby's kind of career arc? And you can't even call it an arc. It's basically just been a straight line of being an elite player. Like, can we learn something about that when trying to project Connor McDavid going forward?
I think a little bit, and part of it is personality. I just think the two guys are so to be better than everyone, and they're so adaptable that I think that's a really big part of it. Like that generational type of talent doesn't really falter. They basically have to not be able to skate before they're no longer elite. It's that incredible of a thing, and I just think McDavid is that guy of this generation. Like in the last conversation, Dreisaitl's basically kept up with him, but McDavid is an alien, if we're being honest. If we look at him physically, like how much slower he could get, so much slower and still be faster than everybody. He could lose all of his vision overnight. He's still going to see things that nobody else is seeing. So in my view, he's still going to be number one. And part of that too is there isn't really another McDavid. Like maybe Gavin McKenna will floor us, but the guys we've seen, they're not getting 100 points or competing for scoring titles in their second and third seasons. So that's part of why I really leaned in on McDavid, kind of holding his place near the top of the league.
Headline for the show: Paul Pidutti, McDavid could lose his vision and still be very good. Blind? No?
Take it.
All right.
I got one more. Obviously, all the Hall of Fame stuff. I'm curious. Forever, it was McGillney, the guy who was snubbed every single year. Who's that guy now? Like, who's a guy who's not in the Hall of Fame who deserves to be there? Who's obviously not like a first ballot guy coming up.
I've got two picks, and they're not forwards, and everyone loves themselves a Hall of Fame forward, but Curtis Joseph among goalies. He's by far the highest ranked in my PPS system for should be in the Hall of Fame. And the other one is a defenseman who got really overshadowed because he played in the dead puck era, and that's Sergei Gonchar.
Mm.
If he was in a neutral era, his numbers would look incredible. And those are the two guys that I'll sort of be peddling. And maybe that starts right now. Gonchar and Kuja are my guys. Write it down. But among forwards, you're probably looking at Henrik Zetterberg, Keith Tkachuk. A couple of those names come to mind, but I like Cujo and Gonchar right now.
I like that Cujo pick.
Yeah.
He's in our Oilers top 100 that we're working on right now. Paul, you made our show smarter, and we appreciate you for that. Thank you for popping on. We'll do this again soon.
We'd love to. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.
Paul Pidutti. Read his work, and it's damn good work over at dailyfaceoff.com. He's on the Star Mechanical guest line. He's also brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Lake season coming to a close, but you can still milk every little bit of sunshine out of this year. Head to Sherwood Power Sports and Marine, whether it's motorcycles, bikes, ATVs, boats. They got you covered with everything right in the heart of Sherwood Park. Let's keep cruising along with things.
All right.
Couple more quotes I wanted to get to. Stuart Skinner said some stuff the other day, and he kind of got clowned online by some Oilers fans for it. So
Stuart Skinner.
Yeah, stunner, hey? God. He was talking to Gene Principe. Or he was talking to a bunch of people, but Gene had the quote. And Skinner said, I want to play for Team Canada and be at the Olympics. I want to get back to the Stanley Cup final and finish the job. And he had people laughing at him for it.
What the fuck do you want him to say?
What do you want him to say? You want Stuart Skinner to come out and be like, listen, what's my goal this year? I want to be the 14th best goalie.
Yeah.
And I want to have like a 902.
Yeah.
I think a 902 is good.
Done by mid-May.
Yeah.
Get the full summer.
More time with my kids.
Yeah, you know, I'd love that 3 weeks off in February instead of going to Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine watching with my kids instead.
Yeah.
God, what an experience that would be.
Good
Come on.
Lord.
Like, what do you want him to do? Like, you can't nitpick everything guys say.
Also, he's actually, you guys are going to hate me for this. He's not that far away from being in the Olympic conversation.
No, there's very few guys.
Like,
there's two guys on the team who shouldn't even be in the conversation anyway.
Sam Montembeault doesn't deserve it any more than Stuart Skinner does.
No, he certainly does not. And I don't mean Stuart Skinner's like 4 on this list. He's probably realistically 6 or 7.
Yeah, right now.
Right now, for sure.
But let's say a guy or two gets hurt.
Totally.
Let's say Stuart Skinner has a 9-10 in November.
He's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And he's a guy who you can sit and point to. I know we talk about playoff struggles. You can also talk about playoff successes. This guy's outdueled Jay Gottinger in back-to-back Western Conference Finals. And again, we are a pro Stuart Skinner podcast. We are well aware of that. We stand by him. We think he gets too much hate.
Yeah.
I'm also not as dumb as to say like he isn't part of the problem for the last 2 years and all of that stuff. But like a lot of you guys also sat here and bitched about the goalie coach. He's got a new goalie coach. All right, let's see what that can do here. I don't think that's going to be the reason he becomes a number 1 elite goalie. But like if all the Stuart Skinner haters were saying for years that get Dustin Schwartz out of here, he's whatever. Yeah. Well, then let's give him a shot with the new guy.
It might bring him back to the average.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And that's the other thing, too. People love to ignore his 9-14 season he had as a 24-year-old, his 9-10 season. Like, they just point to last year.
He's a Rookie of the Year finalist.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't that far away from winning the damn thing. He was an all-star, yeah. Was it second year or something? Like, projected to be pretty good. And he's had a couple of down years, like 1.5 down years, I would say. Yeah. But he needs to be better. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know what people expect him to doing when you ask those questions. Like, no, I don't want to go. I'd rather go to Jasper for the weekend.
Oh, man.
Watch a gold medal game from there in my hotel room.
Leon Draisaitl also had a chance to speak about Vasily Podkolzin the other day, and I just lost the quote. But, you know, we've talked... Oh, you got it. Okay, please flash it out. Or we're going to play it?
We're going to play it.
This is even better. Oh, thank God.
What do you see in him and the ability to maybe take that next step to be a little bit more of a finisher?
Podsy does a lot of things that a lot of people that don't really understand hockey, they don't see it. He does a lot of work for me, and it lets me have a lot of time with the puck and sets me up in great situations where, you know, I lack that in my game. He does a lot of great things for me personally. So I really, really love playing with him. He's a great player. He's really, really underrated with the puck. really underrated hockey sense, great hockey mind. So I think there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more offense. I think there's a lot more finish. Hopefully, yeah, it'll come out. But he's a player that doesn't need to score to be really, really valuable and effective.
I agree.
When he says he does a lot of things that people who don't really know hockey.
We noticed.
Oh, Leon, buddy, we're on the same page, big dog.
We know hockey.
Hey.
That's exactly what I thought when he said it.
Leon, you may not think there's a brain up here, but there's a brain up there, buddy. And I see what Podkolzin does for you.
He's a great player.
He is.
Does he need to be stapled in the top 6 consistently? I would say no.
But do I think this year? I think this year could result in that.
I think he's yesterday you were talking like players who I went Wednesday, I guess, who exceeded expectations, and we pointed out Corey Perry obviously being a number 1. I said Draisaitl. We both agreed Connor Brown. Podkolzin probably did that.
Yep.
But his expectations for me was nothing.
And he wasn't productive.
No, but the overall package
things,
was really good throughout. And again, you look at him in the playoffs, 10 points, 22 games for a guy that was kind of up and down the lineup. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Solid work. He had a big goal in game 4 of the cup final.
Comeback game.
The comeback game. He also had one in
game 6 when they lost.
No, but the one against LA.
Yeah, he did. He scored from distance in game
3 or game. Yeah, and Arvidsson kind of got out of the way. Oh no, it was Arvidsson scored and he got out of the way.
He got out of the way, but he did score one.
Yeah.
He scored one on the road in LA.
That's right. Yeah,
I think it might have been game 5.
Maybe it was. Yeah. So either way, he's
6.
I just find him to be very calm. We've seen him literally knock a man out cold. And
that was wild.
He doesn't seem fazed by the occasion.
No.
And that's what I really like about him. He also wears jeans in Florida.
And I saw him in IKEA once.
He's just around.
Yeah? Yeah, he's just out and about.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Him walking. It was 35 degrees in Florida that day.
Hotter.
Humid as shit. We're sitting there trying to cool off by drinking 8 to 12 domestic light beers.
Ooh.
As you do. And Vasily Podkolzin, wired headphones, hoodie, jeans, walking up and down the street.
Wired headphones.
The whole thing was fucking insane.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even him. Career high next season for him. That's my prediction. All 3 categories.
Okay, well, giddy up.
Actually, yeah.
Nope. Sherwood Ford Giant Question.
Oh, was that
Brought to you by Sherwood Ford the Giant.
Just reading the script.
Check out their large inventory of new and used vehicles at sherwoodford.ca. Giant Mike's in the chat right now. Giant Mike, is it Ford Dealer Days or whatever yet? I didn't get an email about it, but I feel like it might be. Giant Mike, tell me Giant Mike, I saw you. If there's one thing that people should know about Sherwood Ford right now, put it in the chat and I'll read it. That'll be my ad read. Giant Mike gets right the ad read today. Sherwood Ford Giant Question, Liam.
Hold on, I got a crazy question here from Matthias Janmark of all people. Why didn't you guys talk to him? He was on the phone. He had wired headphones in. He was on the phone.
Podkolzin, also, they don't want to talk to us.
No, and we were, again, drinking domestic lights.
We were hammered. It was 6 o'clock at night in Florida on an off day.
6 o'clock at night.
It was probably.
No, I know, but it's just such a funny thing to say. 6 o'clock at night.
Ford employee pricing's on now from Giant Mike.
Thank you,
Giant Mike.
See you soon. Maybe. I don't know.
End of every season, we like to do our player grades.
I think I gave him an A.
Okay. Is your giant question. Okay. What does an A+ season look like for Vasily Podkolzin next year?
Okay. So let's just say off the stat sheet. So obviously just continue what he did this year. Be someone you can rely on in moments. He doesn't make mistakes. That's what I love about Podkolzin. He's very limited in his mistakes. So you can put him out there in basically any moment of a hockey game, and you know the puck is safe with him. And I love that about him. A+ season. So what's that? 8 + 16, 24. Let's say he gets 30. Honestly, even 30 points is a great season for me. Because that's what Connor Brown and Corey Perry did last season.
Yeah.
If he can kind of fill in, let's say he gets 12 goals. He has 12 to 15 goals. The rest are assists. I think that's good. I think 10, honestly, is a minimum.
Is that A+, though?
Is that A+?
Yeah.
That's my counter. I think that's B plus A.
Sure.
But I'm talking A+.
But I'm trying to think of his ability. Like we're asking him. Like you got to think.
Scored
like,
14 as a rookie, so the idea that he can't.
How much power play time did he get there? Like we're talking about a guy that gets 13 minutes a night. Like Corey Perry, great player for the Oilers.
What if he's getting more than that? Like what if he takes a step forward and they play him more?
Then awesome. Then he should get 20 goals.
I say 40 points, 12 to 15 goals. For me, would be A++.
I just don't think that's fair. I think those expectations are too high.
But see, and I don't like it. That's not my expectation. I'm not saying he has to do it. I'm saying this is like A+ blows us out of the water.
Okay,
It's
20
22 goals.
Yeah, 20-goal season.
20-goal season with 20 assists and more time with Draisaitl than without him because he's like established himself as a top 6 winger.
Okay, I think that's probably fair. I think he has to take a step forward offensively no matter what.
He does.
And I think if he does, to me, as long as, again, those off the stat sheet things continue, then that's an A+ player for me.
And I do have
that's $1 million.
And I do have a lot of confidence that the like away from the play stuff that Draisaitl talked about, that'll be there. Like I think Podkolzin's a smart enough player to know what makes him successful.
Yeah.
And I also don't think he's a guy who, if the Oilers are like, hey, you're playing on the third line, and it's been a month of him playing on the third line, I don't think he's a guy who's going to be like pouty and like he's going to go out there and give you everything he has every single night. That's part of the reason I love having him as an Oiler.
I agree.
And why I can't believe the Canucks gave up on him for a 4th round pick. Like
especially Rick Tocchet.
I know.
Is he the most overrated coach in the NHL? The answer is yes.
So like the bare minimum for me is his offense needs to step forward. If he's not double digits in goals, again, I know everything away from the puck is going to be there. I want him double digits in goals as a minimum. And the A+ ceiling for me is, man, I think he's got 20-goal, 45-point potential.
He was a 10th overall pick. And
he's only 24.
He's 24. He just turned 24, too. He actually turned 24 in the cup final. He scored on his birthday. That was it. I remember now. Yeah, I would love that. I would really love that for him. Chester put in there. Where did he go now? Problem is, if he gets 45 points and he's been on the second line the whole season, that's not ideal. I would strongly disagree because that means he more than likely had 45 even strength points.
Yes.
Which is an incredible season.
And
a lot of these guys who put up numbers like that to say above 60 points, most of them come on the power play.
They get power play points to push them there.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's not going to get, unless, again, hypothetically, Hyman's out for an extended period, which looks like he'd probably miss a start.
Yeah.
And Podkolzin get some net front time on the power play. But I also don't see that happening. But if he does, maybe.
If you had to guess, so keeping in mind, like it's top 6 forwards you usually get here. There's 32 teams in the NHL.
Yeah.
How many players last year, or how many forwards last year in the league do you think had 45 or more even strength points? I'm gonna find the math.
How many players in the NHL?
Yeah, had 45 or more
Holy
even strength
moly.
points.
I'm trying to think of just the Oilers. I bet there was only 2.
Okay, well, I'll get
forwards. We're just talking forwards.
Just
right?
talking forwards.
Bouchard probably yeah. I'll say 2 from each team. So 64.
Okay, there were only 2 on the Oilers.
Was it Draisaitl McDavid?
Draisaitl 73, McDavid 69, Hyman 32,
Nuge like 21.
Connor Brown 28.
Yeah.
And then Skinner and Nuge were tied, and then Arvidsson and Podkolzin were tied at 24.
Yeah, like 45 points is a lot.
So in the whole league, if your guess is 64, I said 45 was the line.
Yeah. I'm assuming 2 guys each team. That's probably high. Maybe 57.
60.
Oh, there you go.
Right? So like if Vasily Podkolzin gets to 40 even strength points, he is a top 100 forward in the NHL.
Top 100 scoring forward in the NHL.
And with how he plays defensively away from the puck, if he's more of a factor on the penalty kill, like he's a legitimate top 75 forward in the NHL.
Yeah.
Like you can't just dismiss how important 20 even strength goals is. Like even if you just go on goals, how many guys had 20 even strength goals last year?
50.
It's a little more, 69. Guys don't get even strength assists as much, but still, like 20 even strength goals puts you Jarvis, Holloway, Jack Hughes, Owen Tippett, Clayton Keller, Anthony Cirelli, Mitch Marner only had 20 last year. Rupe Hintz, Dylan Strome, Tom. There's so many guys that had exactly 20. Dylan Strome, Nick Paul, Tom Wilson, Jaden Schwartz, Brock Nelson. Okay, guys had to be getting those bonuses.
It's an interesting debate because Chester had made that is that would actually be legit. Like you think 45 is like such a small amount, but in the grand scheme of things, that's some team plays career highs.
That's an even strength point every second game. If a guy is contributing to offense every second game at even strength, he is a really, really damn good NHLer.
Yeah, that's why I think like 32 points is like a really, really good season.
Yeah. Have you noticed my new fidget is my wedding ring? I can't. Oh, it's
No, I don't lucky your crotch.
No, I know.
Jordan.
It's all I do. I have it off my finger more than I have it on my finger. I'm always whatever. I used to have the puck in my hand, but this is way more satisfying to slide around.
It's a little thinner, go more places.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fun question. I know we've got a little bit more to do here.
Yep.
But not long left. Hyman's going to miss the start of the season.
We believe.
Who's going to start on the power play instead of him?
Oh, no Perry.
No Perry. No Connor Brown. You would think like Mangiapane maybe?
Any interest in going 2D men and putting Bouchard more on the wall?
No. Because I don't know who the other one I would do.
Wallman.
They did do Wallman towards the end. But then who do you put in net front? Nuge?
Yeah, you don't really have a net front guy, hey? Man, Mangiapane maybe?
I'm trying to think, like, I feel like that's where he scored a lot from Calgary when he was on the power play, because I'm trying to think. Oh, no, that would have been Kachuk, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe not on the power play. I'm assuming he played. You can't score 30.
I mean, again, like, who knows who's going to get that spot? Someone
Frederick.
said
I was about to say it sounds crazy because of how bad he was, but Freddie's the most similar physically to Perry Hyman.
Yeah.
Play style.
Yeah, similar. Like,
goes
If you're
for
going
net.
for the net front guy.
I honestly would say Savoy. I just think he's too small. But,
Yeah.
man, he is people are going to love him. And again, I said it the other day, and I don't want to call him out again, but I will. Jason Gregor said like 30 points would be a great season for Savoy. He's going to blow that out of the water. I think he's a Rookie of the Year finalist.
We just talked about how difficult 40 even strength
No,
points
I know,
is.
but I just think Savoy is so good.
I agree.
He's so good. Like, I would not be shocked if, just, again, hypothetically, this is a bit outlandish, but like,
25 goals?
if he gets put on the power play at some point for like little bits of games where it's like he gets a little bit of extended time with McDavid and Draisaitl, especially with like Howard and Savoy, like they're so offensively gifted. Like they did that a little bit last year. I don't think it'll happen every night, but like wouldn't be surprised if we see that throughout the season. He's so good, so undervalued. Like what was he? Somewhat you might have been on your honeymoon. Elite Prospects did their top 100 prospects. No, he was like 79th or something like that.
Kronman didn't have him in his top 100.
Yeah, that is so fucked.
That's criminal.
He's so good. I'd love to know the other 100 players. I don't pay for a subscription there, but
And the other thing too is
no disrespect.
you talk about second power play unit, and this is maybe a good question. Like if we can get Ennis back on, how important are puck touches to like getting yourself into a game?
Oh, it's significant. I won't call him out, but like I saw a player the other week when I was at camp. I know him. He grew up in Edmonton. I've seen him play since he was like 14. And this kid dominates the puck down the middle of the ice. But at camp, he just couldn't get a hold of the puck. And he talked to us after and was like, I have no grip on the game, but I just can't find the puck. The last 2 games, he started finding the puck, and he was the best player on the ice. It's so valuable. Some guys don't need it at all. Like Hyman does not need the puck. No. Like he will touch the puck.
Podkolzin doesn't need the puck.
No, like they're good like down low and on the wall and stuff, but like they don't go screaming through the middle of the ice with a puck like McDavid and Draisaitl will sometimes. It's even Nuge, like he doesn't need that many puck touches to be effective, but there is certain guys, and you're right, like Savoy and Howard, like they're gonna really have to adjust.
Yeah, but I was taking it more in the angle of how much value could there be in the Oilers of not even doing a first and second unit power play.
Yeah.
I think of it more of like, can you have a 1A and a 1B? Can you have a 1A that's McDavid Draisaitl, and maybe it's just the two of them. And then the 1A is Frederick, Nuge, Bouch, and the 1B is Savoy, Wallman, and Henrique in front of the net.
Yeah.
Or Savoy and Howard alternate there. Or like something, right? Where like, get Matt Savoy out there, power play scenario, you're touching the puck 3 times in a 45-second shift.
Yeah.
Would that help translate to some 5-on-5 success for him?
I think so.
I agree.
I think so. I'm very excited for him. I can't wait. I really cannot wait.
Should we switch gears, wrap up the show with something a little bit different?
Sure. I forgot to read the script today.
I know.
I came late. I came in late.
What were you doing this morning?
My car's broken.
You need a new car.
Well, I'm trying to like debate. Like I want to get rid of my car, and I've got something lined up, but I don't know when it's going to happen. So I got to decide if like I got a quote on the car, like how much I need it to be fixed.
How good of a deal would Giant Mike have to offer you
for my car?
Well, just to
have
get
it, to be honest.
I was saying just to get you in a new car. Maybe there's a deal to be had
I
here.
have a car lined up. It's a long story, but I mean, like maybe we can talk to him, Mike. But yeah, I was trying to figure that out, so I had to drive fiance to work and all this bogus.
That really messed you up.
Yeah, it really threw me off my rhythm.
Well, Let's take your mind off things. What's trending for Oodle Noodle? More than 15 locations in the Edmonton area now. It's wild.
15? Wow.
Yeah, it's
I remember when it
crazy.
was 13.
Yeah. You're telling me. They also have 2 locations down in Calgary. Shout out to our friends at Oodle Noodle. Allow them to take care of dinner on a Friday night. You don't need to be cooking. Relax. You had a long day at work. Long week at work. Was it a short week? It was. Yeah, we had a long week. It was a short week. Okay. Still, don't cook. Felix Auger-Aliassime, the Canadian, is in the U.S. Open semifinals tonight. That's exciting.
It's exciting.
He's playing Yannick Sinner, the world number 1. He's in trouble.
He's going to get smoked.
We're in kind of a new era of tennis where, again, and I think Djokovic is still in the Final Four.
Yeah, but he's still good.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not what he was.
Not what he used to be. The tennis world men's side is ran by Alcaraz and Sinner.
Yeah.
So Auger-Aliassime's got his work made out for him, but if he pulls it off tonight, and it really is must-watch TV if you can get your hands on it. There's a lot of must-watch TV this weekend in the sporting world. If Auger-Aliassime does it, it will be one of the biggest sporting upsets of the year.
Oh, definitely.
Without a doubt.
Of the year, yeah, of the year for sure. He used to be a top 5 player. He kind of fell off a little bit.
A little bit.
But he's still young. I think he's only like 24 or something, 25 or something.
Let's think of tennis guys burst on the scene young.
Men's tennis back in the day was great. Federer, Nadal, Murray.
Still good.
Djokovic.
Alcaraz and Sinner.
Were you a Federer Nadal guy? You're probably an Andy Murray guy now that I say that.
No, I was not an Andy Murray guy. Because he played under the British flag, right? But was always like, and I understand I'm the same way, but he was like, I hate representing like England.
Yeah.
And I was a bit iffy, but like, I get it. He's Scottish at the end of the day. I liked Federer a lot.
Me too.
Yeah, Wimbledon was the only real event I watched, but there was a lot of other good players at the same time who like would put out competitions.
Sneaky pick, Andy Roddick. I love that
Andy
dude.
Roddick was good. Yeah, he was good. I was never a huge tennis guy, but I liked it back then.
So Felix, shout out to our Canadian boy.
Good luck.
Hopefully he can do us proud, and he already has done us proud. Hopefully he can make the final. NFL Week 1 kicked off yesterday. Cowboys, Eagles. First play of the year. Guy blows up his knee. Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott. After Dak Prescott spits at the feet of Jalen Carter.
It's a warning spit.
That was a little like, get out of here spit. And this is a little gross, don't spit on guys.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
I mean, like that there, maybe that's a flag.
The spit on the ground?
The spit on the ground at him and do the little head nod, like that's probably a flag. Like he's very clearly doing that to taunt him. Jalen Carter, though, you just have to be smarter than to actually spit on another guy.
Yeah, like what Dak Prescott did was
unsportsmanlike, but not ejection worthy.
Yeah, but the funny thing was, I was watching this on mute because I was watching the White Lotus,
as you do,
which I will never watch again. So I was like, "What is taking so long here?" And then my dad called me and gave me the rundown. But yeah, pretty gross. And then that really affected the game. Jalen Carr's their best defensive player.
Yeah, and then the lightning delay affected the game too.
Yeah, you're telling me.
It continues tonight. Game in Sao Paulo. Chiefs Chargers.
Sao Paulo.
I've heard it pronounced both ways.
No, you have not.
We'll talk about that maybe in our bets in a second. Red zone. Okay, so we've developed now a little tradition as a group, and it's one of those signs that hockey season's back. We got to start hanging out more. Fall's coming. We play in the Sherwood Ford Golf Tournament every year.
We do.
Which this year is starting. Giant Mike, please confirm. 8:30 in the morning. Shotgun start. In the past, it was 2 p.m., but we got to be there bright and early.
That's good because the Lions play at 2:15.
Oh,
so
well,
back in the clubhouse at least.
Yeah, we'll be back in the clubhouse. Bills play at 6:20. They're Sunday Night Football, so we'll be back. But we have a nice little tradition now. Like we put red zone on in the carts. We got our bets. Last year, we shot 13 under.
It was a great year.
It was a great year.
Aaron and I contributed on 17 and 18.
We clutched it out at the end.
Yeah, you guys each you made a big putt on 18. You made the putt on 17.
I believe so, yeah.
That
was it.
This year, though, my buddy Skirk's not joining us.
Which is, it brings us down a little bit.
Brings us down, but you guys have been working on your games.
I'm up.
Like, I know neither of you, track your handicaps or anything like that.
I was fair to say I'm probably 20.
Like, how many strokes better do you think you are than at this time last year?
Oh, 10.
8.
Yeah? So, like...
At least.
You got my buddy Eli's not bad.
No, he's a good player.
Like he can shoot in the 80s when he's dialed in. Like I like to think I'm a few strokes better this year too. I'm hitting the ball way better than I was last year. So I think
that's my home track, brother.
I think we can do 13. I think we can do 13.
I think so too. I think so too. Especially Broadmoor, it's punishing if you miss the fairway, but the fairways are fairly wide for the most part, I would say.
And if there's 4 of us.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be all
I
right.
was thinking as a solo. We'll
So
And we can buy mulligans and
bring
that,
your
right?
cash for your
Yeah.
mulligans. Mulligan management will be really important this year because, again, we don't have Skirk to bail us out of situations.
That was nice.
That was nice. He was very good. When like the three of us would have bad drives, and it's like, Skirk will hit the ball 300 yards right down the middle of the fairway. We're
And
not
he
getting
did.
that out of Eli.
The best is when I'm sitting in the cart and I'm like, I might not have to actually swing this one. Hold up here.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just gonna watch Red Zone and whatever. On that note, Red Zone has ads.
Yeah, that was a bit overblown.
I mean, it is and it isn't, because this is how it starts.
Their branding was
Yeah.
commercial-free football.
And
Yeah, but they were never commercial free. Especially last season, they would always.
Last
do
year
that
was the
split-
only year they
would
weren't.
do that split screen now, so they
Yeah.
were lying to us.
yeah, or they would be like, this hour is brought to you by Gatorade, which is all they're doing now. I get it, but like, we fill this sucker up with ads. We never pretend to not.
No.
Also, I do think there's a difference in this stuff when like Red Zone is a paid for product. Like, you need to go out of your way and
Yeah,
pay
I agree.
$100 and some a year for Red Zone. You can't jack up the cost and add ads in the same year.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. It's also still owned by NFL. I think that was a thing that was kind of part of it. Like, it's played on ESPN, but the NFL still owns it.
ESPN owns like 15% of it, I
that
think.
what it
Or
is?
Disney
Okay.
does
Disney.
now, yeah.
People saying they're going to boycott Red Zone. You're
No, you're
lying.
not.
You are lying.
I don't watch it that much anyway. If I'm watching like a couple of screens, I'll have it on, but I really just like watching the game.
Yeah, I'm a 3 TV on Sundays guy when I'm at home.
I'll have it on my laptop. So if I know someone scored on my fantasy team, I'll look.
Great
But I don't,
idea.
just watch
I
it.
heard just billboard up Scott Hansen. That put all the ads on his suit. Okay. And then you could constantly have ads on the screen. You're fine.
Yeah.
People will talk
Yeah,
about
make
it.
him look like a NASCAR driver or something. That makes sense. So I'm excited for our weekend. We'll let you all know how we shoot on Sunday at the Sherwood Ford tournament.
Well, it'll be good.
I'm going to play Bannock tonight with my friends.
Nice. I'm going to the
always fun.
farm.
Harvest.
Some picking to do, potatoes and beets.
Another big thing, and this can be a part of our Bet365 talk for our friends at Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
I have one thing that's what's trending.
Oh,
And I just
okay.
want to ask the chat. I already brought this up in the office, but I finished season 1 of The White Lotus. I don't really get it. I think that was a pretty shit show, if I have to be honest. Have you seen it? No?
No.
Was it Aaron? You
I saw season 1. Didn't watch
It was
season
so
2 because
boring.
of it. Yeah, I agree.
People say it's about like it's a mystery show. Like the start of the episodes start with someone dying, like you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to like figure it out, but they give you no clues as to like who it could possibly be. So it's just really lame. The characters all suck. There's like one good character. The rest of them, honestly, are just
I felt like that was 8 hours I'll never get back.
Yeah,
That's how I felt
It
when
was
I finished
bad.
that.
So apparently season 2 is good. I might give it a go, but yeah, I don't know. Either way,
That's
carry on.
season 1, people. We're not
Season
talking
1, I
season
haven't
3.
seen season 2 or anything.
Okay, so there's 2 more things I want to do before the end of the show.
Okay.
Toronto Blue Jays, massive 3-game series against the New York Yankees. It's a 3-gamer. It is in the Bronx. The Blue Jays currently have a 3-game lead on the New York Yankees. And as it sits right now, they own the tiebreaker. I think they own the tiebreaker no matter what because they swept them earlier in the year. But the Jays, the goal this weekend, as much as you might all call me lame, if you can go fucking sweep the Yankees in Yankee Stadium, you can end this. The division is yours. It's
Okay.
more or less impossible at that point for the Yankees to catch you as long as you play like 400, not even 500, 400 baseball the
How
rest
many
of the way.
games do we have left? Like 30?
80 plus 60s, 140, 22 more games.
Okay. This
So
is
if you
huge.
win all 3, you're 6 up with 18 to go. It's over.
Okay.
Because if you went 9-9 in your final 18 at that point, the Yankees to catch you by 6 games would have to go 15-3.
That seems
Impossible.
unreasonable.
Especially because they have head-to-heads with the Red Sox. Like, you can almost clinch the division this weekend.
Okay.
But if you just don't get swept, you're at least up 2 games and you'd hold the tiebreaker, which means you're basically up 3 games on them.
Cool.
Big series for the Jays. They're going Gosman tonight against Cam Schittler, who almost threw a perfect game a couple weeks ago. That was crazy. They are plus 110 underdogs. I like that. I also thought the 3 of us could do a new NFL thing this year. Let's each pick our favorite bet,
Oh.
and let's do a ONE parlay for Bet365, and we'll keep track of how we do throughout the year and see if we can finish plus money. We each pick a leg, we parlay it. So again, if you parlay together 3 things, you're getting 3 minus 110 bets is, I'll just pick random 3, plus 595. So we only have to hit like 1 out of every 5 or 6, and we're going to be all right here. I guess we could do like some money lines if we feel like it. But
So what do you want me to do? Just pick
what's
a
your
bet?
favorite NFL line of the week? Favorite NFL bet of the
So
week?
pick a spread.
Pick a spread, pick an over-under. You can't pick a money line, and we're going to keep track of them.
I think Miami +1 over the Colts.
You think the Finns are going to be good this year?
No, but I think the Colts
Colts are
will
going to
be
be really
terrible.
bad. Home field doesn't scare you at all?
Not at all. Not when
Daniel Jones doesn't
is
scare me.
playing.
That's right. Okay, so you're going Dolphins +1 in the parlay, Aaron?
I think I'm going to go with, at first glance, they're motivated to start out hot. Bengals -5 over the Browns.
No, we're not parlaying these, right?
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
You don't
Why?
like that?
Bengals are like Zach Taylor's never won a week 1 or something like that.
Sounds like they're due.
And they're
Sounds
playing
like
the Browns.
They played New England last year.
And they lost. And
they
ruined
lost.
a whole bunch of
I know,
survivor pools.
Survivor pool died.
Jacoby Brissett, brother.
Yeah, that was a mess. That was a mess. I'm torn on a few here because there's a couple I like. Okay, I don't mind the Commanders -6 against the Giants, but in division games can always be a little spooky. I
Giants
do recognize
defense
that.
is pretty good too.
I think the Bucks are low-key Super Bowl worthy,
I agree.
and I don't mind Bucks -2 over the Falcons.
Yeah, I could get down with that.
I think that's maybe the play.
Yeah,
I think that's
and
the
if you
play.
don't want to be risky, just go. The only reason I went with Miami spread is because I get the point. For
Yeah.
like a point. It was -1.
We'll do Bucks -2. Bucks -2.
Okay.
Plus 581, ONE week 1 parlay. Ride with us. We'll try to make some money this year. Dolphins +1, Bengals -5, Bucks -2. Lock her in.
I already know the loss. Sorry, Aaron.
We'll revisit this. We'll
They're-
revisit
no,
this on
it's going to
Monday.
be bad. The Bengals are going to win by like 4. They'll be like the Browns
Stop
will do,
putting that out there.
the
Stop
Browns
putting
will do
this out
something stupid like kick a field goal with 3 minutes left for no reason. And you'll be like, why?
that'd
Why?
be ridiculous.
Yeah. Patrick says big Cardinals guy. I don't hate the Cardinals either.
there. Yeah,
They're in my
but
teaser this week.
-6.5. That's a lot of points.
I gotta get my futures bets in before the weekend.
I did a whole
one of
bunch.
them I love. Let me know what you guys think of this. Where'd it go here? Division top 2.
Ooh.
Okay, so I like the Lions, Packers in the NFC North. It's +200.
Okay.
Just for those two to be the top 2, that's pretty good. But the NFC West, the LA Rams and Seattle Seahawks +600 to be the top 2 teams in the division.
No Niners.
No Niners.
I can't get on board with that.
Why?
They're back. They're healthy.
McCaffrey might miss week 1. They
I know,
have no
how crazy-
Ayuk.
how crazy is
They
that?
have no Jennings. The only wide receiver this week is that Ricky Pearsall or whatever. Trent Williams
They
is
got
out.
Kittle. They got Bosa. They got Fred Warner.
They still got guys.
I don't know. I think those other 2 guys are pretty legit.
Now, I am a Sam Darnold truther. We know this about me.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are good. And the Rams are a well-coached team, too.
I did a couple of NFL futures. Calvin Ridley and Cortland Sutton each to go 1,000 yards this year.
Love that.
That's a good one.
Plus 540 to make the playoffs, and this one is about 4-1. Lions,
Oh, I love parlaying all these teams.
Bengals, Commanders,
Bengals.
And what is that?
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah,
That's
the
not bad at
Lions
all.
are only -170 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, people are really high on the Vikings because all they did was change
QBs.
QBs,
Yeah.
which, I mean, arguably the most significant.
I did one that I call these teams will suck parlay.
Cleveland,
No.
New Orleans.
Seahawks under 9.5. I think they could win 9 games. I don't think they're a double-digit win team with Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Steelers under 9.5. I hate Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Saints under 5.5.
You could have probably gone lower. If
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
And then I did Vikings under 9.5.
Yeah, Vikings, I don't know what to think about them because last year I thought they were going to be brutal too, and then they won 14 games.
And then
Well, Sammy D.
I did this was about 20-1 to win the division parlay. Bills, Chiefs, Bucks, Lions, Commanders.
Well, Bills, Chiefs, Bucks, Lions, Commanders. So I had one which was just over even money, and it was the Ravens, Bills, Philly, and there was one other one. Oh, the Bucks to win. It was like plus 115, which isn't like super high,
Yeah.
but like I feel like they're all pretty guaranteed. Those divisions are all pretty
Should be, yeah.
So
Ravens, yeah.
They say on average per year, 3 teams from each. I think it's 3 teams from each or 3 teams in general will fall out of the playoffs. So this year, I mean, like you said, the Bengals will make it. You'd have to imagine the Steelers don't make it. I don't think the Chargers will make it. And then the other one, which
Vikings.
I look at,
That's my pick.
Vikings is probably a stretch. I still think 3 could go from the NFC North.
Yeah. All right, we got to do Oilers Nation Radio. That is a wrap. Everybody, enjoy a couple of crispy nation beers from our friends at Odd Company Brewing. Check them out. Hey, still a nice weekend. Go visit their patio at the Ritchie location. Odd Company Brewing and the Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. Maybe we'll pack these for Sunday morning, gentlemen.
Is something going on with cars?
Probably ka-chow.
They just keep tweeting out. Pixar just keeps tweeting out ka-chow.
Oh, yeah. My nephew Callan's going to have a fucking great birthday.
They bringing out Cars 4? I love Cars.
All right, hey, we're having like 8 a.m. parking lot beers on Sunday before
Without
our
a
round,
doubt.
right?
I'll be there at 8:20. I don't get there early to the goal. I'll have one with you on the course. But
No, but we got to buy our mulligans, check in, do all that.
fuck.
Yeah,
Yes,
bring
Tyler,
cash. Bring cash.
I'm in.
All right. Good. I knew you would be. All right. That's a wrap on today's show, everybody. Have a great weekend. We're back on Monday. Oil up.